This is Part 3 Episode 150. Xiao Yao's expression was cold and indifferent as everyone's eyes gathered on him. His footsteps were gentle and slow as he gradually entered the square. After which, he bowed to the three elders. However, he did not kneel with one knee on the ground like Ling Quan, Ji Yuzhen, and the rest had done earlier. Instead, his body was straight, appearing like a long sharp spear with chilly air flowing from him. The three elders did not reveal any displeasure on their faces with Xiao Yao's actions. Although Xiao Yao's experience was not as great as them, his reputation within the Xiao clan was extremely great. He was also in possession of an extraordinary strength. It was only natural that he did not kneel to them. They exchanged looks with each other and waved their sleeves. That 10-foot large star disk gently flew in front of Xiao Yao. Some light seeped out of it. "It is your turn, Xiao Yao." Xiao Yao nodded with a calm expression when he heard this. After which, he slowly extended his hand in front of the many gazes and gently touched the star disk. There was a momentary silence after Xiao Yao's hand touched the star disk. A moment later, the star disk suddenly shook. Bright, powerful light shot out of it. Numerous stars continued to appear on the star disk. 1, 2, 3, 8 stars. The stadium immediately uproared when everyone looked at the 8 stars that slowly appeared. Even some elders nodded their heads in amazement. Clearly, this test had satisfied them. He actually possesses a grade 8 bloodline. He is indeed worthy of being one of the 4 great generals. When young Miss took the test back then, it seems that she was only 8 stars, right? It is unexpected that General Xiao Yao has actually caught up with young Miss. However, that test was a long time ago. Who knows just how much stronger the bloodline of young Miss has grown. The members of the Xiao clan in the stadium were chatting with each other at this moment. Private conversations immediately spread. This fellow has indeed reached the 8th grade of the bloodline strength. Zuna looked at that figure in the square and softly sighed. Xiao Yan's expression did not change. His heart was a little shaken though. Compared to Xiao Yao, Ling Quan, and Lin Xiao, the so-called young geniuses of the Xiao clan were nothing. The reputation of this demon general was not just an empty name. The 3 elders present were also a little absent-minded because of the 8 stars. A moment later, they recovered. Their stern faces also revealed rare smiles. Xiao Yao, one of the 4 great generals of Black Submerged Army, 8-star Dozun. Grade 8 bloodline. Bestow a purple gold clan tattoo. The cry had just sounded when the purple gold dragon pen in the hand of the elder erupted in an extremely bright, intense glow. Rich energy gathered at the tip of the pen. After which, his hand danced. A mysterious clan tattoo swiftly appeared on Xiao Yao's forehead. Drawing this purple gold clan tattoo seemed to exhaust one's do qi. Hence, some perspiration appeared on the forehead of this elder after the last line was drawn. He exhaled a long breath of air, stopped his hand, and placed the pen down. The bright light on the tip of the pen finally began to slowly weaken. After the Xiao clan's elder's hand left, a lifelike purple gold clan tattoo appeared on Xiao Yao's forehead. The shade of this purple gold clan tattoo was clearly many times deeper than the purple gold clan tattoo on Ji Yuzhen earlier. This clan tattoo was something that Xiao Yao had relied on his strength to obtain. It wasn't something that Ji Yuzhen, who required an exception to obtain the purple gold clan tattoo, could compare with. The clan tattoo has been formed. Xiao Yao, please leave. Next, that elder smiled when the clan tattoo was created. After which, he waved his hand and spoke. Wait. The words of this elder had yet to appear when the indifferent-looking Xiao Yao suddenly cried out. Huh! The 3 elders were startled when they heard his cry. They immediately frowned and asked, what is it? Do I possess the qualification to challenge anyone during the adult ceremony? Xiao Yao spoke in a faint dark voice in front of the eyes of many people. Xiao Yan, who was seated, immediately clenched his hand when these words entered his ear. Whatever might come would ultimately come. The faces of quite a number of people in the stadium changed a little when they heard Xiao Yao's words, especially for Ling Quan, Lin Xiao and the rest. Their gloating eyes landed on Xiao Yang almost instantly. Clearly, they had already expected this. The three elders hesitated for a moment before nodding. They said, according to the rules, you can choose to challenge any member of the clan during the adult ceremony. However, if the other party is not a member of the clan, the agreement of the other party is needed before you can spar. Ji Yao slowly nodded. After which, he turned around. His black and white hair was exceptionally glaring. At this moment, his bone-chilling eyes locked onto a skinny young man a short distance away. He indifferently said, "You should be aware that I am targeting you. If you wish to laugh at the Jiu clan, then you should take out your genuine strength. Otherwise, the eyes that people will use to look at you will ultimately contain ridicule and pity. The current me is able to give you this opportunity. You can challenge me. Of course, whether you have enough courage is your problem. However, I hope that you will leave the Jiu realm by yourself if you reject me." The rules of the adult ceremony allowed Jiu Yao to challenge anyone. However, the way he put it was like he was attempting to get Xiao Yang to issue the challenge to him. A challenge was usually issued by someone below to someone above. Clearly, Jiu Yao thought that the one who should issue the challenge was not him but Xiao Yang. Jiu Yao's words had just sounded when the gazes of everyone present emitted a swoosh sound. Their gazes all paused on the skinny figure. The eyes of quite a number of people contained a gloating expression. Is he the disciple of the abandoned fellow from my Yao clan? Looks like he is really unlikable. However, Jiu Yao has acted really quickly. Originally, I was thinking of sparing with this brat to let him to know that the so-called pill-gathering champion is merely a game for children. It is not worth even the slightest honor. A couple of figures were leaning lazily in a tall spot of the stadium. Among them, a man with a medicinal cauldron drawing on his forehead was looking at the skinny figure in the distance as he laughed. Relax, as long as he is able to survive Jiu Yao's assault, you will still have a chance. What skill do these alchemists from outside have? A scantily clad demonic lady with a sexy figure curled her mouth and spoke. From the special symbol between her brows, she was also a member of the so-called Yao clan. Ha ha, this seems quite difficult. There are very few people who can remain alive in the hands of Jiu Yao. This fellow dares to snatch my target. Hopefully that brat will be able to endure a little longer. Otherwise, it will really be boring. A figure in one corner, who was wrapped in a black robe, raised his head and revealed an exceptionally pale young face. He was surprisingly the member of the Han clan, who Xiao Yang had come into contact with back then, Han Ya. As expected, there is really someone who cannot control himself and wishes to attack. Huxian looked at the figure a short distance away from within the special area. He sighed softly as he spoke. Moreover, the one who is attacking is Jiu Yao. It looks like Xiao Yang will face a terrible fate. The red-clothed young lady with a veil over her face softly spoke. This fellow doesn't know how to come to the Jiu clan, after he is a little stronger. A 5-star Dozun might be a genius that is difficult to find in the Central Plains, but a genius of this level is commonplace in the Jiu clan. The man with a gentle appearance nodded as he spoke. Hopefully he will be able to keep his life. Jiu Yao. He is a guest. This request is too overboard. Zun clenched her hand. At this moment, she involuntarily stood up. Her brows were knit as she cried out in a deep voice. The rules are like this. It is precisely because he is a guest that I have given him the qualification to challenge me. He can reject this qualification. Jiu Yao's eyes stared at Xiao Yang as he slowly said. As long as he says no, this challenge can be skipped. Zun's face was ice cold. How could she not understand that if Xiao Yang were to reject his challenge, he would be immediately be cast aside by the Jiu clan, which valued warriors. Avoiding a battle was an extremely humiliating action when viewed by the Jiu clan. Young miss, there is nothing wrong with the way Jiu Yao has acted. Everything is determined by whether the person involved is willing. The white-haired elder Jiu Shan spoke faintly at this moment. Zun clenched her hand. She was reprimanding herself within her heart. If she had been aware that Xiao Yan would suffer so many obstructions when he came to the Jiyu clan, she would not have agreed with Xiao Yang's request to come to the Jiyu clan. The smile on Mang Qian Kai's face was withdrawn because of this strange atmosphere. He rotated the ring on his finger and turned his head to look at the young man, who had remained quiet. He was unable to provide much help when it came to such a matter. Moreover, he also wanted to see if this person, whom Su Qian had praised as the most outstanding student, would be able to deal with this situation, where he could neither advance nor withdraw. Xiao Yang, I have already said what I have to say. No one can take your place today. Give me an answer. Tell me whether you are going to fight, or withdraw. Ji Yao stared at Xiao Yang. His indifferent voice resounded over this entire stadium. Xiao Yang, who had shut his eyes in front of the countless number of eyes, slowly opened them. After which, he slowly stood up. He smiled and softly said, since General Ji Yao is being this aggressive, then Xiao Yang shall represent the Xiao clan and accept this match. Ever since Xiao Yang had entered the Jiyu realm, he was aware that this match was unavoidable. Since it was unavoidable, all he could do was fight. Advance and fight, or withdraw and seek humiliation. The current Xiao Yang could fight, but not be humiliated. Even if his opponent was this ultimate genius of the Jiyu clan. Xiao Yang. The little fairy doctor knit her brows. She could sense just how frightening Jiyu Yao was. Although she was confident in Xiao Yang, she also understood that this Jiyu Yao was definitely a strong opponent. There are some things that cannot be avoided, Xiao Yang smiled at her. After which, he turned his head to look at the ice-cold face of Zuna beside him, who was biting her lower red lip with the back of her teeth. He smiled and said, it's fine, even if he did not take the initiative to stir this fight. I would have stepped forward and revealed my strength to the Jiyu clan. Only then will I be able to block the mouths of some people. Zuna nodded a little. However, her eyes became colder as she glared at Jiyu Yao. Xiao Yang had endured much ridicule within the Jiyu clan during these few days because of her. Today, he was forced to step forward and spar with another. Even with her character, all of this caused her to involuntarily feel a fury within her heart. He, little fellow, is really quite brave. Try to be careful. The old me will intervene to help you if a poor situation occurs. Mang Qian Kai fondled his beard and laughed. Since you are a student of my Jiannan Academy, you are partially a disciple of the old me. I will definitely not watch you die in this Jiyu realm. From the looks of Mang Qian Kai's appearance, it appeared that he was quite pleased that Xiao Yang could receive Jiyu Yao's challenge. It was not frightening for one to be weaker. What was frightening was that one did not possess the courage to fight with another. Without this courage, how would one be able to overcome the many obstructions during one's Do-Chi training? Ha ha, I will thank Headmaster then. Xiao Yang smiled. After which, he ceased uttering any unnecessary words. His toes pressed on the ground, and his body rushed into the spacious square in front of a countless number of eyes. After which, he stood across from Jiyu Yao. The icy-cold face of Jiyu Yao lifted into a vague arc when he looked at Xiao Yang standing a short distance away from him. He said, regardless of your strength, your acceptance has already exceeded my expectations. Xiao Yang glanced at this ultimate, renowned genius from the Jiyu clan. His glaring black-white hair caused him to appear somewhat strange for no reason. His body continued to release an icy aura that was like 10,000-year-old mysterious ice. This person appeared to have been cast from cold ice. A cold aura was emitted from deep within one's heart by just looking at him. You should be aware of the reason I have targeted you. Xiao Yang's brows twitched. He looked at Jiyu Yao and slowly replied, I am aware. However, it is useless. Jiyu Yao nodded. He was not surprised by this reply as he softly said, in that case, I can only kill you. The entire place suddenly turned icy-cold after Jiyu Yao's last word sounded. His black and white hair suddenly began to dance. Jiyu Yao's body also disappeared like a ghost in an instant. Xiao Yang's face was completely replaced by a solemnness the moment Jiyu Yao disappeared. His opponent this time around was even stronger than the ninth Tianzuan of the Hall of Souls. If he underestimated his opponent even a little, he would end up with a miserable ending. Xiao Yang's heart was clearly aware that no one within the Jiyu clan who would support Sun Eran him if he was defeated by Jiyu Yao today. Hence, he could not lose this fight. I have walked from the Jioma Empire. During these 10 years, I have roamed the continent and met a countless number of enemies. I have lingered at Death's Gate a countless number of times. The effort I have put in is many times greater than a genius like you. I do not care about the Dou Di bloodline. However, you have to be prepared to pay a bloody price if you wish to kill me. Xiao Yang suddenly clenched his hand. The Dou Qi within his body surged out without holding back. The bones all over his body emitted a wave of crackling sounds as the Dou Qi surged. His vast and mighty Dou Qi was accompanied by a hot wind, causing the ice-cold temperature in the sky to swiftly rise. At the same time, a cold cry that was filled with an endless perseverance erupted from Xiao Yang's mouth. The roaming of these years had caused Xiao Yang's character to remain as calm as a rock. He would be able to adjust to the most perfect state regardless of what challenge he faced. This was a talent that the many years of roaming had blessed him with. Bang! A vast and mighty Dou Qi swiftly agglomerated in Xiao Yang's right fist as his cry sounded. After which, his hand shook strangely. An unusually powerful force suddenly smashed toward the space in front of him without any fancy maneuvers. His right hand violently punched toward the empty space. Just when it was about to strike, a long hand was suddenly extended from the empty space. After which, it was accompanied by a sharp blade force that slammed into Xiao Yang's right fist in a lightning-like fashion. A frightening energy ripple immediately surged when the two made contact. Numerous crack lines swiftly spread from point of contact. Powerful forces swept apart and shattered some stone fragments in the square to dust. The eyes of those three Jiyu clan elders present flickered when they saw such an intense exchange. Their bodies moved, and they rushed high into the sky. Their hands formed some seals before using their Dou Qi to isolate this square. Humph! A muffled snort was emitted from Xiao Yang's mouth as he stood in the square. His toes pressed on the ground and his body swiftly pulled back. He glanced at his right fist. At this moment, 5 claw scars had appeared on it. Fresh blood was seeping out of it, dyeing his hand a bloody mess in the blink of an eye. Clearly, Xiao Yang had suffered a small loss during this exchange. With his 5-star Dozun strength, he was unable to reach to contend with the 8-star Jiyu Yao head-on. Open mountain seal. Jiyu Yao coldly laughed. The seal formed by his hands changed and a fierce handprint erupted toward Xiao Yang. The silver glow under Xiao Yang's feet flickered when faced with Jiyu Yao's sharp attack. His body avoided the attack. Open mountain seal, sea flipping seal. Jiyu Yao's cold laugh became even more intense after his palm missed. The seal on his hand danced, forming many afterimages. Numerous powerful hand seals continued to fly out and smashed toward Xiao Yang from all directions. The God Seal skill had been practiced by Jiyu Yao until it reached a peak. Adding his incomparably powerful Dou Qi, he was able to use it with ease. He did not experience the slightest difficulty. Skyfire 3 Mysterious Change. First change. Second change. Third change. Xiao Yang's expression became grave as he faced the energy palm imprint that rushed over from all directions. The Skyfire 3 Mysterious Change was unleashed to its limits with just a thought. The Dou Qi within his body soared at this moment. 6-joint body flowing ruler. Xiao Yang clenched his hand. The dark black heavy Xian ruler flashed and appeared. Dense ruler images appeared one after another. Within a short instant, the area 100 feet around Xiao Yang had been filled by ruler images. Bang bang bang. The many energy palm imprints violently struck the heavy ruler's defenses. It appeared to have triggered a continuous chain of explosions. Powerful energy ripples spread apart like floodwater. They shook the square until it began to tremble. Everyone around the stadium was watching the extremely intense battle that had erupted in an instant. An excitement vaguely rose within their eyes. Many people wanted to know just what kind of ending would face Xiao Yan, who was considered the top among the younger generation within the Central Plains, since he had met this genius from the Jiyu clan. Bang! Unusually loud explosions resounded within the battleground. A figure flew back through the air. After which, he staggered back 2 steps before landing on the ground. Flame-splitting tsunami. Xiao Yang stabilized his body. His expression still remained solemn. The heavy ruler in his hand was suddenly hacked down. 1,000-foot-large fire pillar suddenly shot from the tip of the ruler. Finally, it rushed toward Jiyu Yao in the distance in a lightning-like fashion. A petty skill. What use is a Do skill of such strength? Jiyu Yao merely laughed when faced with the fire pillar's great momentum. He clenched his hand and a dense white ice erupted from his body. His hand was completely covered by the mysterious ice a moment later. Shatter! His mysterious ice hand suddenly struck forward. It violently smashed into the fire pillar in front of many eyes. The powerful force shattered it. This is yours. Ji Yao had just cried out coldly after having shattered the fire pillar with a punch when his eyes suddenly became cold. He saw a rapidly rotating 3-colored fire lotus within the fire glow. This lotus continued to shoot toward him. He could sense a slight aura of destruction within it. Explode. Xiao Yang's face was ice cold. His hand seal changed and a sharp cry sounded. That 3-colored fire lotus swelled with a speed that could not be clearly seen by the naked eye. An instant later, a frightening firestorm swept across the sky. Bang! 1,000-foot-large explosion instantly appeared in the square in front of the many eyes when the firestorm swept apart. Even the Do Chi barrier surrounding the square was shaken until it fluctuated. What a powerful Do skill, this little fellow is really cunning. He actually hid such a powerful thing under the fire glow, causing Ji Yu Yao to underestimate it. He managed to catch him off guard. Quite a number of experts nodded quietly as they watched the firestorm spreading over the square. The battle experience that had been honed through fighting a countless number of experts had indeed given Xiao Yang a chance. Xiao Yang watched the firestorm spread in the square. The seriousness on his face was not reduced. A 3-colored fire lotus might be strong, but if Ji Yu Yao could be finished off this easily, he wouldn't be qualified to be one of the 4 great generals of the Jiyu clan. Bang! This thought had just appeared in Xiao Yang's heart when the firestorm suddenly trembled. A wave of extremely cold aura slowly spread. At the same time, a monstrous Do Chi surged in all directions like the ocean. They roared over in a turbulent fashion. You have experienced many difficulties, but so what? I possess the bloodline of a Do Di and practice the true teachings of the Jiyu clan. My level far surpasses you. Just what qualification do you, as a descendant of the declined Xiao clan, have to fight me? A bone-chilling cry suddenly exploded while the monstrous Do Chi was roaring across the sky. This caused Xiao Yang's expression to slowly turn gloomy. After that cold cry sounded, the firestorm that was sweeping across the sky suddenly stilled. A loud bang sounded, and it was blasted into many pieces. Fire waves rolled and swept across the sky. They smashed into the Do Chi barrier around him, causing the light barriers to become shaky. The spreading fire wave scattered when it was around 100 feet from Xiao Yang's body. He stared at the spot where the firestorm had exploded. A figure covered by an ice-cold Do Chi was stepping through the empty air, slowly walking over. He appeared in front of everyone's sight. Ji Yu Yao, who had revealed his body at this moment, was covered by a layer of thick mysterious ice. Light flowed over the ice. He had relied on this mysterious ice armor to block the force from the firestorm. Ji Yu Yao stepped through the empty air. His hand was holding a long crystal spear. The long spear appeared to have been formed from some mysterious ice. A cold light flowed over it, and it emitted a sharp wind that seemed to enter one's body. Clearly, it was made from a strange metal. Today, I will show you the peak of the younger generation. With your strength, you are still not qualified to reach this stage. 10,000 Beast Spear Technique. Ji Yao's expression was ice cold. A cold glint surged within his eyes as his feet suddenly stomped on empty space. His body appeared to have teleported as he appeared above Xiao Yang's head. The ice crystal spear in his hand immediately danced. The spear figure vaguely contained many wild beast roars. A wave of sharp desire to kill transformed into a sharp wind as it rushed toward Xiao Yang's fatal spots from all directions. What a sharp murderous intent! Xiao Yang's eyes became stern when he sensed the extremely sharp beast roar. Majestic Do Qi surged of his body. The heavy ruler in his hand danced and forcefully received the wind. However, each time the spear and ruler collided, the ground where Xiao Yang stood cracked and numerous half-a-meter deep scars formed. Even his feet gradually left 2 deep footprints in the ground. From this, one could tell just how powerful Ji Yao was. 10,000 Beast Spear Technique, Beast King Roar. Ji Yao's face remained ice-cold when faced with Xiao Yang's impregnable defense. An instant later, the spear technique in his hand suddenly changed. A countless number of spear figures gathered together at a lightning-like speed. Majestic Do Qi surged out of the ice crystal spear like floodwater. Within the blink of an eye, it had agglomerated into a fierce beast figure. After which, the long spear rushed out. It drew an extremely tricky arc that violently pierced toward Xiao Yang's throat in a lightning-like fashion. A solemn expression flashed across Xiao Yang's eyes as he sensed the tricky angle of the attack by the illusory beast figure. A vast and mighty spiritual strength surged from between his brows. In an instant, it had already seen through the true killing blow hidden within the illusory figure of the fierce beast. The heavy ruler in his hand swiftly hacked and formed a strange orbit in front of him. Clang! This strike completely hacked against empty space. When quite a number of people thought that Xiao Yang had struck wrongly, the empty space suddenly shook. An extremely slight spear figure rushed out and coincidentally collided with the heavy ruler. Sparks flew. Humph! Surprise flashed across Ji Yao's eyes when the hidden attack was sensed. He immediately let out a cold snort. His hand ruthlessly slammed against the long spear. The long icy spear was like a gyroscope as it suddenly rotated at great speed. After images appeared as a whizzing wind was emitted. Release it. The rapidly rotating spear figure collided with the heavy ruler, but the spear's body twisted in a strange fashion. The tip of the spear was once again lifted. A frightening force shot out and sent the heavy ruler flying from Xiao Yang's hand. Die. The heavy ruler flew and Ji Yao's body suddenly charged forward. His foot pressed on the long spear as his body pounded toward Xiao Yang in an eagle-like fashion. A sharp claw wind violently grabbed at Xiao Yang's chest. However, Xiao Yang did not withdraw when faced with Ji Yao's close-ranged attack. He allowed Ji Yao to rush over. After which, a sharp claw wind landed on his chest. Rip! The sharp wind instantly tore Xiao Yang's upper garments into pieces the moment it came into contact. Clang clang clang. Xiao Yang's clothes were in tatters. Numerous winds violently shot into Xiao Yang's naked body. After which, many loud and clear metallic sound caused everyone to be stunned. Only some people with exceptional eyesight could see that Xiao Yang's body had been covered in purple golden scales. Ji Yao's attack was completely blocked by this scale armor. This is the ancient Void Dragon tribe's dragon purple cloth. The stadium did not lack some people with great experience. Hence, they identified the origin of Xiao Yang's scale armor with a glance. Quite a number of people exclaimed their understanding. They had not expected the defensive method of the ancient Void Dragon to appear on Xiao Yang. However, even if it is the dragon scale cloth, it should not be able to forcefully resist the attack of an 8-star Dozun, right? There was some doubt along with this comprehension. After all, the dragon scale cloth might be strong, but it did not appear to reach the level of being able to ignore the attacks of an 8-star Dozun. Immediately, quite a number of people were at a loss. They naturally did not think that Xiao Yang's dragon scale cloth was the Dragon Phoenix ancient armor with the strongest defensive strength of the ancient Void Dragon armors. By relying on the defenses of the Dragon Phoenix ancient armor, Xiao Yan forcefully received Jiyu Yao's attack. However, the force that seeped into his body still caused his blood to churn. The attack of an 8-star Do Zun was not something that he was immune to despite the miraculous effects of the Dragon Phoenix ancient armor. A muffled snort was emitted from Xiao Yang's throat. He looked at Jiyu Yao in the air, who had become exhausted because of the attack from earlier. His foot suddenly stomped violently on the ground. Earth resolve flame. After a cold cry was emitted from Xiao Yang's mouth, the ground under Jiyu Yao suddenly protruded. Soon after, 100-foot-large lava spear erupted from the ground like a volcano. It smashed into Jiyu Yao's body in a lightning-like fashion. Bang! Such a powerful attack sent Jiyu Yao's body flying into the sky. However, the current Xiao Yang stomped his foot down. Following his stomping, the square turned into a place where volcanoes gathered. Numerous hot lava pillars shot out like dazzling fireworks in front of many stunned eyes. They violently collided with Jiyu Yao in the air. What exquisite control, transmitting the heavenly flame underground. Xiao Yang used a special method to suppress it and quietly unleash it under his feet. Although the strength Xiao Yang is inferior to Jiyu Yao, his battle experience is extremely rich. If Jiyu Yao was the same level as him, it would not be easy to tell just who would end up defeated. Upon seeing the fire pillars that were erupting beneath the ground, even some of the members from the Jiyu clan outside the battleground revealed stunned expression on their faces. It was the first time that they had seen Jiyu Yao be forced to such a state by someone from outside the clan. This person from the Xiao clan did really possess some skill. The lava force that came one after another caused Jiyu Yao in the sky to appear somewhat miserable. He was not afraid of the lava, but this lava contained an extremely obscure hot and cold strength. The force continuously invaded his body once it came into contact with him, causing him to be quite irritated. Moreover, he had not expected to not be able to quickly finish off Xiao Yang. Instead, he had ended up descending into a stalemate. Bastard things. Get lost. Jiyu Yao was finally unable to endure the waves heading his way. He let out a cold cry as his hands suddenly pressed beneath him. After his hands pressed down, a large cold force suddenly appeared. It smashed down with a mountain-like pressure and might. The lava pillars blasted apart when they collided with this enormous icy-cold force. A silver glow flashed under Xiao Yang's feet when he saw the icy-cold force sweeping over like a great wave. He appeared in the sky with a flash and the flame mantra within his body began to circulate. The energy around him whistled at this moment. The energy around him turned into numerous substance-like streams that surged into his body. It is actually a Qian-class Qi method. The eyes of quite a number of people shrank when they saw Xiao Yang's overbearing manner of absorbing energy. Do you really think that you are the only one who possesses a Qian-class Qi method? Ancient sacred treasure mirror, swallowing sky absorbing land. Jiyu Yao coldly laughed when he saw Xiao Yang absorbing energy to replenish his exhaustion. The seal formed by his hands changed. A dark cloud suddenly appeared and covered the sky. The dark cloud churned and emitted a powerful absorption that forcefully absorbed natural energy. Finally, it gathered into a light pillar that poured into Jiyu Yao's body. Following the pouring in of this energy, the Do Qi within Jiyu Yao's body became more mighty. He has forced Jiyu Yao to use the ancient sacred treasure mirror. Lin Xiao and the rest outside the battle were surprised when they saw the dark cloud that covered the sky. Their eyes contained some disbelief. They thought that this exchange would lead to a one-sided victory. However, they did not expect Jiyu Yao to not be able to smoothly finish Xiao Yang off. Xiao Yang, I will allow you to witness a true Jiyu clan Qian-class Do skill. Jiyu Yao's body was suspended high in the air as dark clouds covered the entire sky. He looked down at Xiao Yang. His cold cry resonated around the arena. Xiao Yang's expression sunk when he heard Jiyu Yao's cold cry. He inhaled a deep breath of air. His hand seal changed. Monstrous heavenly flames surged out of his body in all directions. The four types of heavenly flames were separated before rapidly agglomerating again. They vaguely appeared like various beasts. 5-ring flame expelling technique. Tian Huizhenjia, who was seated, felt his heart jump when he saw this scene. A fiery heat immediately appeared within his eyes. This dose skill was something that he had obtained by chance. Hence, even at his peak, he had not truly unleashed the might of the 5-ring flame expelling technique, because the 4 heavenly flame requirement was too harsh. However, the current Xiao Yan had satisfied this harsh requirement. A great heavenly flame formation, that was comparable to a Qian class dose skill, unleashed the glory that belonged to it today. This video will end here.